Hey Aquarius, welcome to Sweet Tea Astrology and Tarot. My name is Erika. So glad that you found me. Welcome to the channel. This is your July 2017 tarot card reading where I'm going to pull 4 cards for you from the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot. I'm going to pull an illuminated tarot card. This deck is by Caitlin Keegan. I'm going to pull an oracle card for you from the Divine Circus Oracle deck. This deck is by Elena Fairchild. Also going to pull a Sage Goddess Gemstone Oracle card for you as well. So let me go ahead and get started shuffling for you guys. I'm looking at my astrology notes while I'm shuffling to give you a little bit of basic information about what to expect for this month. The house placements that I provide during this reading are based on Aquarius rising charts. So, if you're an Aquarius rising, the house placements will resonate very deeply for you. That's not to say that for Aquarius sun or moon that you will not be feeling it as well, or if you just have strong Aquarian energy. So, the focus for July looks to be the 7th house is where you're going to have the majority of the planetary energy moving through. The 7th house is the house of Libra. It is the house of your partnerships, relationships, and friendships. It's how you identify who you are as an individual through those interactions with the other people in your world. The 7th house is also the house of counseling, and it's the house of open enemies. Open enemies are people that you would testify against in an open court of law. It's also people that you have an open beef with, someone that you would argue with online where other people could see it, is another way that I see it working out. One other thing of note, we've got the full moon for you on July 9th. I will talk more about that in the full moon oracle video, but the full moon is in 17 degrees of Capricorn and it's playing out in the 12th house. The 12th house is a very secretive house. It's a dark house to see. It is the house of secret enemies. It's secrets that you keep from yourself, like through repression. It's the dream state. It's your self-undoing. It is a house of karma as well. So it's a difficult house to try to give a predictive nature to sometimes. But the full moon being there, it could be that there are secrets being illuminated in one way or another. Alright, I've cut the deck for you, Aquarius. The bottom card will always represent the underlying theme or overarching energy for my spreads, and the top 3 are for clarity. And if you want a time frame associated with this tarot spread, then this can be the past, present, future. Alright. Now, let me shuffle the Divine Circus Oracle deck. This deck, once again, is by Elena Fairchild. 7th house, lots of focus on the friendships, relationships, partnerships. If that's not it, some of you may be dealing with legal system matters. Some of you may be dealing with issues where you need counseling or you are working through some things. For my Aquarius rising, those are the placements. Like I said, you may feel it in other areas of life. Those themes may be resonant. But for Aquarius rising, it is playing out in the 7th house for you. And that full moon is in the 12th. We'll see what the cards want to say or bring up as well. There's your Divine Circus Oracle card. Now from the Illuminated Tarot deck. I used this deck during the last full moon oracle spread. It's not wanting to cooperate with me right now. Shuffle-wise. This deck is by Caitlin Keegan, and she has reduced the major arcana down into the minor arcana, and you can actually use this deck as a playing card deck. Like, it's got the suits with the clubs, spades, hearts, and diamonds, as opposed to the wands, swords, pentacles, and cups. But I will give the Rider-Waite associations with this card that I draw for you as well, whatever it may be. And welcome to all of my new viewers and subscribers. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm really bad about not mentioning that sort of stuff because I don't want to... It makes me feel like I'm being a little pretentious, to be completely honest with you. And I'm grateful for you being here. I acknowledge your presence, and I'm so grateful that you're here. I just don't want to be like, well, y'all, I got another 500 this month. I just don't want to be that guy. Here is my the illuminated tarot card that I pulled for you, Aquarius. And finally, from the Sage Goddess Gemstone Oracle deck, for my lovely Aquarian viewers and friends, for this July 2017 reading. Remember, this is a general reading as well. I hope to be able to provide personal readings for y'all by this time next month. That's what I'm working on. That's my little surprise that I told y'all about in the last video that I was going to release a video for. I thought it was going to happen sooner than it did. I was speaking a little bit out of turn, but that's what I'm working towards, is being able to provide private readings for you guys. Because many of you have reached out for them. And it's just not been... Oh, goodness. Okay, you had a card just fly out of the deck. It's just not been good timing for me. But timing is getting better. So, Aquarius, what I'm going to do is take a pause for a second, flip these cards over, do the tarot math, meditate over them, while also paying attention to your astrological transits, and I'll try to bring you the best message that I can on the other side of the video. So hang tight, y'all. I'll be right back. Hey, Aquarius, I'm back with your cards, so let's go ahead and get started after I make a note of the time. Alright, so I pulled for you from the Rider-Waite Tarot. The bottom card is the Knight of Cups. Notice the positioning of this character. He is marching towards the future. I see this Knight of Cups as traditionally a water sign, but I also see air sign qualities in this particular card because of the wings at the helmet and the feet. So it could be a water sign. The traditional association with the cups would be Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, but it could also include you, Aquarius, because I see, like I said, the wings with the air sign. That would be Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Pardon me. This Knight of Cups is representative of motion or movement, a messenger or a message coming your way. It could be one around emotions or things that emotionally validate you, fill you up, and make you feel like the person that you are. It's those things that make your cup runneth over. If this is an individual or a messenger, then this person can be very romantic and charming as well. It may be, this is the underlying theme or overarching energy of this spread. So you're dealing with someone with these qualities, with these principles. It may be you wanting to deliver a message to someone, or it may be a message coming to you, or an actual person coming into your world, bringing some motion and some movement into your world, possibly romantic and charming, like I said. Doesn't necessarily have to be the water sign, once again pointing out these wings right here, air sign as well, and you are part water, part air, Aquarius, and that's why I said this could be you, or this could be someone coming to you. But this is the underlying theme or overarching energy of this spread. This individual who is willing to go out, or this message going out to you or another individual who is close to you, extending that olive branch, extending that it may be that you need to pour your heart out, or someone is pouring their heart out to you. Because the full moon is in the 12th house, there may be secrets coming out. Okay, now in the top three for clarity, the first card that I pulled for you that represents the past energy is the Four of Pentacles. And the Four speaks to a couple of different things. The first thing that I think of is the 4th house on the astrological wheel. That house is ruled by Cancer. And the 4th house is the house of your home and your family, your roots and your foundations. Home is where you live, where you consider home to be. Family is who you share that home with. Your roots and foundations can be your teeth, your bones. It can also be your tightly held religious beliefs, philosophies, political ideals. Roots and foundations also apply to the structure or the dwelling of your house, your home, or the structure of your family as well. Could play out in many different areas. The 4 also speaks to the stability. The Pentacles are representative of Earth sign energy. The Earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. We are having that full moon in Capricorn, which is another point of synchronicity for you in this spread. This guy represents, once again, stability, security. He can also be obsessed. The fact that it's in the reverse, it could be an obsession about the home, about resources dealing with the home. It could also be people in the home that are looked at as possessions. This could be you, Aquarius, or this could be someone in the house looking at you as a possession. But this is in the past position. So reflect on that and see where it leads you. The second card that I pulled in the top 3 for clarity is another Pentacles card. So money and resources, those things that you would expend on another living thing or situation, is a big focus for many Aquarians out there. This is the 2 of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like this has some strong Aries energy associated with it as well, especially this card. I say that because of the hat that this character is wearing. Red represents fire for me, and Aries rules the head. Aries is a fire sign, so whenever I see a red hat or red hair, prominent red anything on the head, I think of Aries instinctively. Could also just be a hot-headed individual when it comes to their money. I also think of Scorpio when I see this infinity loop. The number 2 speaks to that second house on the astrological wheel. That house is the house of Taurus. It's the house of your money, earning ability, self-esteem, possessions. This guy's very obsessed about his possessions. And that can be people in relationships also seen as possessions. It doesn't have to necessarily be material things. It can be people in their world as well. Like I said, this could be you, Aquarius. This could be someone close to you because this is a general reading. The other thing that I see when I see the 2 is duality, a need for balance, and being more adaptable. Once again, earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It could be that this individual is very stubborn in their ways if you're dealing with a person, or the situation just feels unmovable. It could be that some of you are dealing with someone in your home or in your family who is, some of them may owe you money, you may owe them money. It's a situation where it's unequal, it's unyoked, it's, there's more effort on one side than there is the other. There's more give than take. And it could be in the resource arena or the resource area. It could also be that there is an Aries or someone with strong Aries energy or Scorpionic energy because of this loop right here. Could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn because of the Pentacles energy. Needing to delineate and make a decision. And they're looking to the past. They're looking to this obsessive person or this obsessive situation. They're reflecting on it. And they're not able to make an objective decision because this card is in the reverse. Notice the water in the background going up and down as well. It could be that emotions and finances have been like on a roller coaster for a while. The final card in the top 3 for clarity that I pulled for you is the 3 of Swords. Now the 3 of Swords is, well, it doesn't look good, does it? I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The 3 of Swords deals with communication and heartache, grief, and separation. The number 3 I see in a couple of different ways. 3 can be the 3rd house on the astrological wheel. That's the house of Gemini. Communication, short distance trips, siblings, cousins, neighbors, and people in your neighborhood. Your communication devices and also your commute. That would be your daily commute, the vehicle that you use, and the path that you take. Could all be under focus in one way or another. Could be some of y'all are dealing with flooding. It could, just because of the rain in the background, 3rd house association with the commute and driving. It could be flooded emotions as well. The swords represent air sign energy. The air signs are Gemini, Libra, and you, Aquarius. Like I said, this guy right here could be you. It could be a water sign. Could be an air sign for some of you out there. This card very much represents a decision between the mind and the heart. The number 3 also deals with the themes of communication. Something interesting of note for you here, Aquarius, especially Aquarius rising. You have had the planet Uranus in the 3rd house for many years. It probably, I don't want to tell y'all wrong, I don't have the actual date in front of me, but it's felt like 10 years for me. I'd say 7 years probably. It's been there for a while. Shocks and surprises, changes, liberation, rebellion in your speech, in dealing with your partnership, in dealing with your siblings, cousins, and neighbors, and people in your neighborhood, dealing with your commute, dealing with your communication devices. Another interesting thing of note, Aquarius rising, is that we hosted the Aries hosting of Venus's retrograde in the 3rd house for you. So it could be that there has been a reassessment of love in an area that may involve an Aries or a Pisces, because Aries hosted the Venus retrograde, but Venus went back into Pisces as well. So it could involve an Aries or a Pisces. It could involve a Gemini as well, because of the 3 up here, the 3rd house association, and Gemini rules that 3rd house. When Venus goes retrograde, it gives you an opportunity to reflect on what you value and what you love and what is worth your time and energy and what isn't. And when Venus goes direct, sometimes decisions are made. There are people that are breaking up now that people thought would never break up. I read about Ben Stiller and his wife, Christine Taylor, getting a divorce after like 17 years of marriage. I'm willing to bet one of them is an Aries or a Pisces. If not that, it played out in the 5th house or the 8th house. Maybe the 12th house. But it can speak like that. That's just one example. There will be more breakups. There will be more news of breakups. Because people are coming out of... They're taking off the rose-colored glasses. So, that's the good thing about Venus retrograde, but... it's not so cool when you have to take those lenses off. Some of you may be dealing with taking those lenses off. Some of you may have had them ripped from your face. And some of them, it really depends on your personal situation. We all have our own personal charts. But it seems like that this is either something that you are facing or will soon be facing. I want to say I know of an Aquarius right now that has already faced this situation. And it dealt with an Aries rising, and she's a Gemini sun. So, it can play out like that. But the future tense in this reading is that 3 of Swords. There is silver lining in the situation. You've just got to dig to see it. The tools are apparent in your hands. But you're going to have to do the difficult work, and that means journaling. That means having the tough conversations. That means crying. That means actually working through the emotions. And if you're willing to do it, Aquarius, you can learn something from it. But if you're not, then we will continue to repeat the lessons that we need to learn until those lessons are actually fully learned. So, from the Illuminated Tarot deck, I pulled for you the 10 of Hearts, which happens to be the Wheel of Fortune card. So, pretty nice. Wheel of Fortune always is... a benefic card, if you will. It represents the planet Jupiter in the sky. Jupiter is a gas giant. It is the biggest planet in our solar system. It is representative of increase, expansion, and excess, also achievement. Pardon me. The Wheel of Fortune card can indicate plans being set in motion. The number 10, because this is the 10 of Hearts card in this deck, the number 10 speaks to completion. And the hearts represent cups. So it could be a completion of love, a completion of happiness, a completion of this cycle. Jupiter is transiting through Aquarius rising's 9th house. This is the house of Sagittarius. So this may be something that is... being instigated around the full moon in Sagittarius, which is actually happening This could also be speaking to Saturn being in Sagittarius. Saturn represents structure, limitation, containment, the building code inspector, if you will, going through that 9th house of foreign people, foreign places, foreign things, learning of foreign languages, religion, astrology, philosophy. It could be an expansion of legal system matters or political system matters. It could be an expansion or an increase in learning in metaphysics. The 9th house deals with your adventures and questing, and it's your worldview expanded through study or travel. We also had Jupiter squaring Neptune in 2016, and it could be reflections or reverberations of that as well. And that was a playing out of tug of war between your the area of life where the 9th house is represented and your values. I also feel like this spread is highlighting the fact that we are still dealing with the influence of a Cardinal Cross. The Cardinal Cross is a tug of war between 4 different areas of life in the sky. This is playing out between your 3rd house, your 9th house, your 6th house, and your 12th house. 3rd house of communication, 9th house, your worldview expanded through study or travel or legal system matters. 6th house, your work and health or the daily grind, the daily to-do list. And finally, the 12th house is, like I said, it's a difficult house to describe because it can be so many things for so many different people. It can be the dream space. It can be secrets. It can be secret enemies. It can be yourself undoing. It really just depends on what's playing out in your personal chart, Aquarius. Now, I ended up doing the tarot math for the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot. And that ended up being 9, which is that house of Sagittarius, where we are having the full moon in June. You may want to watch the full moon in June Oracle video. You may want to watch the June videos as well. I'll have that linked at the very end of this video. It'll be one of those boxes that pops up. But 9th house, Jupiter in the 9th house, there is an increase or an expansion for you Aquarius risings in that 9th house. So some of you may be doing some long distance travel. Some of you may be going back to school. Some of you may be dealing with legal system matters or court system matters. Some of you may be working in the political arena. And I know that in America, there are more and more people getting politically minded and politically active every day because of what's going on in America. It really just depends on what's playing out in your personal world. For some of you Aquarians, it will be a growth in knowledge of the laws of metaphysics and this sort of thing, astrology and tarot and crystals and runes and all of those types of things. So let's move on to your oracle cards. From the Sage Goddess Gemstone Oracle deck, I pulled for you the Untitled Chapter card, which deals with self-love, balance, and integration. It can help heal and amplify the vibrations of the heart chakra. It reads, Untitled Chapter is the stone of divine feminine grace and self-love. It helps you to remember to treat yourself with loving care. You've pulled this card because you need a renewal of your patience and perseverance, and to treat yourself with loving kindness. Meditate with Untitled Chapter to heal your heart, integrate your emotions, and find unconditional love for yourself. It may be that you need to do that. Some of you may need to learn how to love yourself unconditionally. And it may be through loss that you have to learn that. And if that's the case, I'm sorry. I pulled for you from the Divine Circus Oracle deck, the Velvet Queen. This is the 25th card of this deck. 2 plus 5 is 7, and that speaks to the 7th house that I have gone on and on and on about. The house of Libra. It is the house, the first house is Aries, second's Taurus, Gemini's third, that sort of thing. Traditionally ruled by Libra. The 7th house is the themes of your friendships, partnerships, relationships, how you identify who you are as an individual through those interactions with those other people. It's also the house of open enemies, so it could be that some of you Aquarians are dealing with some legal system matters. And it could be counseling. So, that's the 7th house. This 7th house is getting a lot of focus throughout the month. You've got Mercury moving in. You've got Mars moving in. The Sun is moving in. You'll have a new moon in there by the end of the month. A lot of focus in that area of life, especially for you Aquarius risings. The Velvet Queen indicates that to receive rather than to attempt to take anything by force requires strength and trust, a spiritual or emotional intelligence, and most of all, in my opinion, courage. Because you aren't forcing anything, you're allowing it to happen. And that takes a tremendous amount of restraint and a tremendous amount of courage to let go of the need to control an outcome. Surrender isn't about being passive. Rather, it's about doing everything that you can do and then releasing your need to control the outcome, the situation, the person. It's also accepting the outcome even if it's the one we wouldn't have chosen for ourselves. That's also what surrender is. The Velvet Queen appears when the shift between scarcity to prosperity consciousness is upon you as well. She indicates that there is a prize coming to you that is worth working for. So don't give up. The Velvet Queen is a symbol of abundance coming your way. Abundance. Once again, the theme of Jupiter. Okay? The thing about Jupiter is wherever Jupiter goes, he makes it bigger. So if he walks into the 9th house and you aren't planning any trips for travel, you aren't doing any studying, you aren't learning about metaphysics, then it could be political matters or legal system matters. There is an abundance of energy that will be playing out for you in that 9th house. There are plans being set in motion. Once again, the 9th house is traditionally ruled by Sagittarius. That is your worldview expanded through study or travel, long-distance trips, adventures and questing, the study of foreign languages, religion, philosophy, astrology, metaphysics, legal system matters, political system matters. It deals with foreign people, foreign places, and foreign things. Well, Aquarius, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you already have, I thank you from the bottom of my very grateful heart. Let me remind you, your astrology and your full moon videos will be listed in the information bubble above in this video, so check back with me. I will also have your June videos at the very end, or the June playlist at the very end of this video. I hope that July brings you a lot of wonderful blessings. I hope that the forward motion that we are feeling from Jupiter moving direct in our lives is bringing you nothing but abundance. Please take care of yourself, Aquarius. Please be kind to yourself and save some of that kindness for others, because we're all going through private battles in our world that some of us may never speak about to another living soul. Sending you so much love this month, y'all. I will see you soon, but until then, take care, namaste, and bye, Aquarius. I love y'all.